So we're going to show a real simple edit in YouTube. So you will go to YouTube, you'll go to your videos on the left, and that video that you uploaded should show up, and lo and behold, there it is. All right. So from here, once it's uploaded, we can click on the pencil, which is the details, and then on the left side, we have this option for the editor. All right. So after we press that editor, now we have a timeline, which we can go in here. If we wanted to trim off a certain part, we could move what's our playhead. We could press trim. Actually, you can't really trim to that. Yeah, so you can see it's very limited here. You can only really trim the beginning or the end. All right. We can also go into, you have very limited type of things you can do with your layers. You do have an audio layer. All right, and why is this not working? I know we can add some audio to this. It says I'm in read-only mode. What if I do save? There we go. I don't know how I was in read-only mode, but now I can add. Should be able to add. Here we go. So it brings us right to the YouTube audio library, which I did suggest using. You can do some previewing here to find some music. You do have filters also that you can apply. So you can choose by genre. So alternative, cinematic, classy. I want to find something that's kind of just really.
I'll be right back, Mr. Just I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, okay?
All right. Maybe some ambient music, as I would choose here for my my kind of sanitizing wipes. Have something that's kind of. Or this one. All right, so if I want to use that, I'm going to press add. And that's basically all we can do in here. You can add an end screen, which would maybe be like a little call to action. It's telling us we need 25 seconds. You can do a little bit of blurring, but that's about it in here. So we will then save. And we can then, even while it's publishing, we can go back to our details and we can copy our link from here. And then I would like you all to post that into the classroom today. All right. And then we can kind of see some basic editing done there. All right. So again, starting off, you go to your library or under content. And you click on the pencil to get to the details, and then you click on the editor on the left. If you did have kind of some garbage at the beginning, maybe some camera shake, you could trim it, but then you would also press the plus on your audio icon layer to add some audio to that, and then save it. So this is being published right now or processed. So probably if I click on this link, it's going to say it's unavailable. Or maybe it looks like it's pulling something up. There we go. All right, and that would kind of be it with that. All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about is a little bit more of a sophisticated editor. It's got a lot of nice features. So the site is ClipChamp.com. When you go to the site, you can log in using Google, which I guess it just automatically picked up my information there. They have templates in here, which are basically some stock video that you can add things to. So if I were to go into here, you can just have some stock footage and you can add your own text to it. But we're going to go and create our own video. All right. When we do that, we get different sizes and frame sizes. I typically work with for YouTube. So that, that frame, you have a 16:9 aspect ratio. Obviously, if you knew you were going to be creating for Instagram or Facebook, you'd probably want to use some of these other sizes. All right, but we'll start today doing our widescreen format. And what I really like about this is that it's pretty much wireless to your phone. So you notice in here that we have this option. We can browse if you have the footage in there, or you can link to your Google Drive or Dropbox, all these other platforms. But what's really nice is if you go and choose from your phone, all right, it tells you go to this site, clipcha.mp. All right, so I'm going to do that really quick on my phone. And it will wirelessly link with your phone to put in these your footage. We spent some time, and if you've ever tried to find a video on an iPhone especially, going through a wire, it's very difficult to find them. Yep, so they do make little USB dongles that you can plug into your charging port that makes it a lot easier, but it doesn't get much easier than this. So I press the code, I'm pressing choose on my phone, and it's uploading my file to the project. It also allows you to save a copy. And what I'd like you all to do as we get there is and maybe we'll take a little pause and get to this point, all right? I want you to start doing some file management, all right? So on your computers, we'll go in there, and actually I'm going to save it to my drive, and then I'll do a screen share with one of yours to show how it's going to look for you. I save a lot of my stuff on OneDrive so I can access it from home. All right, so I'm going to pause here. All right, so once we get our clip imported, we're just going to drag it down to our timeline. All right, we can play to try to test it out here. Now, I have a lot of background audio that I can hear there, right? So I want to get rid of the audio that was recorded through the camera. So I can click on audio, and I can just either separate it or easily just reduce the volume. All right, so now if I play it, we have no audio. All right, so to add our own audio, you can click on Add Media, and let's see, there was a library in here. Let me see if I can remember. Oh, stock. If we go to stock and then add audio, this is the easiest way. You could certainly download it from another source, but they have some stock music in here. So you can, this category free forever, all right, would be good.
Real quick, can you go over how to remove the audio from your original video?
I just lowered the volume, but I will show you that. So if I go close, so if I select my video and then go up to audio, I just lowered the volume of that track. You do have an option here, you could separate it, which would then allow you to delete it completely. But I don't like doing that because if I change my mind in the future, then there's no way to really get it back. So I'm just going to lower it. And then to add music, I'm going to go to stock and then audio. And then as this category free forever is in here, let's see what we have. All right, I'm going to try to find something earth tones maybe. Yeah, I don't really like that one. Some popular titles in here. Now, YouTube does have its own audio library with royalty-free music. You would have to go there and download the file and then re-upload it. So that's certainly possible to do, but I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible here. So that's why I'm going to stay within the stock library and try to find something. All right, let's use that. So if I choose a song that I like, I'm going to press the plus sign. And now if I go back, I press close. It's now part of my media bin. All right, so, and while it's doing that, I'm going to title it. We'll just call it Lifeguard. That's the name of the wipes on here. So it's preparing this. While it's doing that, I'm going to start looking at my effects, all right? So I have filters. They have some really cool types of photo filters on there with blurriness and color effects, some VHS type of look to it, or you kind of get some graininess. I would like you all to apply either a filter or a color adjustment, or both. So you can really overexpose it, you can oversaturate it. A lot more stuff that we can do than we could do with the YouTube editor. I think somebody mentioned something about slowing down the audio or the video. So you have a speed control. All right, especially if you have camera shake, slowing down the video can help to eliminate that. And then you can also do some fade in and fade out in here. So if I wanted the first maybe half a second to fade in and have it fade out the same. Now we can see this as we scrub through, as we call it. It fades in. We have that kind of VHS effect. And then the last thing, I know somebody was asking about text. So I would choose my text tool, kind of choose a style that we want. How about this one? We'll make it glow. It's going to add it to the timeline. Now where is it in here? Oh, there it is. So once it's kind of, you can see it, you can you should be, I know I moved it by double clicking it before. I may have to go back to transform. Oh, there's our size. I guess with this one you can only kind of use these little dots. And then for the actual text in there, you click on text. And I would say, I don't know, be safe. I don't know. This is lifeguard, right? So maybe that's something that would be relative to that. All right. So we have audio. We have effects. We have text. And now all we have to do is export this. All right. So I would say export. For the free version, you have to keep it at 480p and standard. Here's your final product. And from this, we can, after it's done processing, you definitely want to save it to your computer, but then you can upload it directly to YouTube from here also. All right, I'm going to say this is going to be due tomorrow, all right? I know we still have a decent amount of time, but I want to be able to help people and not have you rushed into it. So this would allow us to download it once we get there. It is an MP4 video. And I think tomorrow I'll probably have you upload it to YouTube. So you have a lot of settings there for YouTube built right into there. And then I would just kind of save that there.
Are we finished if we've got it?
Yeah, if you have all those aspects as far as audio, text, and an effect applied to it, that would, I think, that's what I'm looking for this other type of editor.